Okay, so we went from 1 to 0% stated charge like that. 0 kilometers left, 0% stated charge, and then we still have, yeah, 3.3 kilometers to go till the charger. Will we make it? Yeah. Hey guys, Kris here. In this video, we are taking this Volkswagen ID3 Pro S with the 77 kilowatt hour battery pack out on the road and driving it down to 0% state of charge just to see how far we can actually go with this car on a full charge, and also to see what happens when this car is down low in the battery percentage, because these EVs tend to do different things while low on juice. Some EVs go into total panic mode just below 10% state of charge, while others, well, are able to go down to 0% state of charge without even a hiccup. So that will be very interesting to see in today's video. So what we're doing is that we're taking this car out on the road south from here. This is at SO in Rifa, down to the border to Sweden, so the last exit and then back again. So we're going to try to do 2 rounds, which should be just around 450 kilometers, because if I'm correct, if my calculations are correct, we should be able to get close to 450 kilometers at around 90 kilometers an hour in real speed. That means about 94 kilometers an hour on the speedometer. But I'm a bit curious because today's conditions aren't the best. Well, cloudy and dry. It is 7 degrees Celsius only, so I don't know what happened to spring. It came and then it went, and it's also very windy today. So on our way south, we have a quite strong tailwind of about 6 meters per second, but that will also be a headwind on the way back. And guys, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Kris. I have this YouTube channel dedicated to EVs. So if you like range tests, charging tests like this where I drive the cars down to 0% state of charge, and also time tests over distance, I do a whole bunch of EV tests and I have a bunch of cool EVs coming up, well, in the next month. So if you do like those type of videos, if this is the content you like, please go ahead and drop a thumbs up on the video down below, and also subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. So guys, we're just charging to 100% state of charge here, and then we will be on our way. Okay guys, we are now Oscar Mike. We have been on the road for 26 minutes, and as you guys can see, we are holding a constant 95 kilometers an hour, and our average speed thus far is 89 kilometers an hour according to the car. So I think we're gonna keep that 95 kilometers an hour speed according to the cruise control, which should be around 90 kilometers an hour in the real world. And you can see that our consumption now is 14.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is very, very low. But remember guys, we do have this tailwind now of 6 meters per second, which should be a headwind on the way back. So I'm guesstimating that we will average around 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers when we get back to the starting point. And if we keep that 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, we will be able to go around 450 kilometers. So yeah, we're just going to soldier on southward on the E6 here to the last exit before the Swedish border, and then turn around and then go back. We are now approaching the Swedish border, and we are 1.5 kilometers away from exit number 1 on the E6 motorway southbound. And guys, our consumption has now risen to 15.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Outside temperatures up to 8.5 degrees, 90 kilometers an hour. And let's take a look at our state of charge. Okay, 80% state of charge. That is very, very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna turn around here, and then we're gonna head back to Oslo. We have now covered 106 kilometers according to the car, but we know from Google Maps that right up here in the roundabout, it is 112 kilometers. So that is underreporting. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna hit there, maybe 108. So that's underreporting 4 kilometers. Just keep that in mind, that the actual route is, that we do this, accurately. And that, the actual route is 112 kilometers, so that is 224 on the way back and 448 if we are able to do 4 rounds. Okay, so we're not going into Sweden because of COVID. The borders, well, they aren't closed, but I'll have to spend time in quarantine if I cross the border, and yeah, I'm not going to do that because why would I want to voluntarily go into quarantine when I don't have to? Okay, so we're gonna go over the crossing here, and then we're gonna turn around north again and head to Oslo. We are now approaching the turnaround point of, one round around the round, if you want to call that, one trip around our route. And consumption is now up to 16.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I predicted 17, so we are not far off. Our average speed is actually up to 91 kilometers an hour, but I think we're going to keep it there. I don't think we're going to have to lower that too much. 213 kilometers covered, but we know that it should be 224 at the roundabout up here. 2 hours and 23 minutes on the road. And let's take a look at our state of charge. So we are now down to 54%. So if this persists, that means after 2 rounds we will arrive here with 8% state of charge. So we'll have to drive down to 0. So we'll just have to keep on marching on. But no, I don't know, it looks good thus far. And did the car just lock? That sounded like a locking sound. That's weird. Okay, but we're turning around now and we are heading south again to the Swedish border, so I'll catch up with you guys when we get there. Once again, we are approaching exit number 1 right before the border to Sweden. And we had a little bit of traffic today, probably people going home from their cabins here in, on the eastern side of the Oslo fjord. A lot of people have cabins, close to the water, and it is getting, milder outside, though it's still only 8.5 degrees Celsius. But now it's totally calm, especially here at, after exit number 2, it's no traffic at all. Usually, on a Sunday, this would be very busy because people going to Sweden to shop and do their, alcohol and tobacco, which is cheaper across the border. But yeah, we haven't been able to do that in a long time. So I don't know. Is that better? Is that worse? I'm just better, I guess, for Norwegian shops and worse for Swedish shops. Okay, so consumption is now down to 16.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We have covered 321 kilometers, 91 kilometers an hour an average speed. And let's check out our state of charge. Why did you do that? Come on, that's annoying. Okay, 31% state of charge and 159 kilometers range left according to the car. So we're gonna head again north back to our starting point. And as I said when we were there in Kris, I think we're gonna arrive there with around 8% state of charge, which means we're going to have to keep going just to see basically how far we can go and go down to 0% state of charge, as well I explained that we were going to do in the beginning of the video. And guys, if you haven't dropped a like on the video, please go ahead and drop a thumbs up down below for this test going down to 0% state of charge. Thank you very much. Okay, we are now at the end of the second round on the route, and we have, 6% state of charge. We have now, according to the car, covered, let's see, do this easily, 428 kilometers, but we know that is 442. And according to the car, we still have 28 kilometers to go of range, so we're just going to continue on through Oslo here and to the north side, just continue on the E6 here, and just see how far we can go and go down to 0% state of charge, guys. We are now 7.7 kilometers away from the charger, and we have 7 kilometers of range left to go. But yeah, I'm fairly confident, guys, that we will, well, not run out of juice, but we will arrive there with 0% state of charge. And now at 2% state of charge, well, everything works fine. Radar guided cruise control, lane keep assist, auto steer, HVAC, everything. So yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so we went from 1 to 0% stated charge like that. And at 1% stated charge, we went into turtle mode. So that is very interesting. But yeah, guys, 0 kilometers left, 0% stated charge, and then we still have, yeah, 3.3 kilometers to go till the charger. Will we make it back to the charger? Yeah. Not that confident anymore, am I? Holy moly, guys, we made it here to the charger. I actually set the destination to the Circle K charger here in Furuset. But yeah, so it rapidly went down from 4% stated charge down to 1, and then like within a blink of an eye, it went to 0% state of charge, and then in turtle mode. And what is interesting is that it went into turtle mode at 0% at 1% stated charge. That is much lower than I can remember it from before. But yeah, so I mean, I was fairly confident that we were able to make it, but you know, when you hit that 0% stated charge, you just feel this rush of blood because you're like, oh damn it, or am I gonna like run out of juice? Am I gonna like be stranded along the side of the road? What is going to happen? But yeah, thankfully this time the EV gods were on my side, and yeah, so thank you very much, EV gods out there. Some higher being. No, I'm just kidding, guys, seriously. But okay, so we were able, according to the car, to cover 455 kilometers, but we do know that there is some error, and I wasn't able to, on my phone, to calculate the extra distance. But we know that it was 448 plus something. So I'm guessing, I'm going to put it on the screen, because when I, you know, I'm editing this, I can, you know, check Google Maps on my computer. But I'm guessing around 470, maybe even 475 kilometers real world range today. Consumption 16.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. The temperature stayed steady at around 7.5 till, I mean, maybe like 10 degrees Celsius was the maximum temperature we hit today. But yeah, so 91 kilometers an hour average speed according to the car. I think that is very accurate, that the trip computer is reading out the accurate speed, where, you know, the error is built into the actual speedometer. That seems to be the case on most of these cars. So guys, yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I am pretty impressed. We got more range than I actually calculated. Quite close to 500 kilometers, though WLTP claimed 540 for this car. But yeah, I was never expecting us to come close to the WLTP number. That's why I didn't even talk about that in the intro or before now. But yeah, what do you think, guys? Does this make this car more interesting for you? Does this persuade you from any other type of EV? You know, 91 kilometers an hour in average real speed. That is like 95 kilometers an hour on the speedometer. Or are you disappointed? I'm very curious to know. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.
Cloudless skies in the mid